My friends, there is a truth that has been spoken through the ages, a truth that lies at the foundation of all creation. God is within you, not outside, not distant, not separate, but within, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be put first in your life. You have searched for answers in the world, looking for solutions, seeking happiness in things, in people, in fleeting circumstances. But I tell you, until you place God first, above all else, your search will never end. Because the answer is not out there, the answer is within. God is within you. There is a profound truth that many search for in temples, in rituals, and in the voices of others, but they often overlook the most sacred place of all, themselves. To put God first is not to look outward, but inward. It is to recognize that the very presence you seek is not distant, not separate from you, but within you as your awareness, as your very being. When you say, I am, you are not merely uttering words, you are speaking the name of the divine. It is the eternal presence that has always been and will always be. To understand this is to awaken to the greatest power you will ever know. Many have been conditioned to believe in a God that exists outside of them, a being who sits in judgment, rewarding some and punishing others. But this belief places separation between you and the source of all life. If you believe that God is outside of you, you will always feel powerless, always waiting for divine intervention instead of realizing that you are the vessel through which divinity expresses itself. The breath you take, the thoughts you think, the life you live. These are not random occurrences. They are the manifestations of the divine presence within you. When you recognize that God is within you, everything changes. You no longer see yourself as a victim of fate, circumstance, or the opinions of others. You begin to understand that you are the creator of your experience. For the same power that formed the universe resides within you. Every thought you hold with conviction, every belief you persist in, shapes the world around you. You are not subject to life, life is subject to you. When you align yourself with the awareness of your divine nature, you begin to move through the world with confidence, with assurance, with the knowledge that nothing is impossible to the one who truly believes. This understanding does not come from mere intellectual knowledge. It must be felt, experienced, and lived. You must turn inward and listen to the still, small voice within. This is not a voice of fear or doubt, but one of peace, assurance, and love. It speaks not in words, but in knowing. When you quiet the noise of the outer world, when you silence the fears and distractions that pull you away, you will come to realize that you have never been alone, never been separate, and never been powerless. Putting God first means acknowledging this presence in all that you do. It means moving through life with the awareness that you and the divine are one. It is not a distant relationship. It is your very essence. The more you embrace this, the more you will see life responding to you in ways that others may call miraculous, but you will know it is simply the natural outpouring of the truth you have accepted. Doubt may arise. The mind, conditioned by years of false teachings, may resist this truth. It may tell you that you are merely human, that you are limited, that power lies elsewhere. But I tell you, hold fast. Persist in the knowledge that within you dwells the infinite. When you accept this truth, when you live from this place of divine awareness, you will see your world transform. You will no longer seek love, for you will know that you are love itself. You will no longer chase abundance, for you will understand that it flows effortlessly from within. You will no longer fear, for you will stand rooted in the unshakable presence of God within you. To put God first is not to worship an external force, nor is it to follow rigid doctrines. It is to recognize that you are the temple, that the divine is expressed through you, and that you hold within you the creative power of the universe. When you accept this fully, life will no longer feel like something happening through you. It will become something happening through you, by you, and for you. And in that moment, you will know that you have never been separate from God, for God is and has always been within you. Your inner world creates your outer world. Everything you experience in life is a direct reflection of what you hold within. The world is not happening to you, it is responding to you. It is shaped, molded, and colored by the thoughts you consistently entertain, the beliefs you hold as true, and the emotions you allow to dominate your consciousness. If you look around and see lack, struggle, and limitation, do not be deceived into thinking that these conditions exist independently of you. They are but the outpicturing of an inner state, a state that you may have unconsciously accepted as reality. Change that inner state, and the world must change to match it. This is the law. It is immutable, absolute, and working at all times, whether you are aware of it or not. Most people believe they must change the outer world to improve their lives. They seek to manipulate circumstances, alter conditions, and force events into alignment with their desires. But this is like trying to change the reflection in a mirror without altering the object being reflected. The world outside of you is nothing more than a mirror of your inner world. If you wish to see something different, you must first be something different. If you desire wealth, you must assume the consciousness of wealth. If you long for love, you must embody the feeling of being loved. If you seek peace, you must cultivate peace within yourself. The outer world has no power of its own. It simply echoes back to you the state in which you dwell. To test this, look at any persistent pattern in your life, whether it be financial hardship, difficult relationships, or recurring obstacles. Ask yourself what belief, what inner assumption could be producing such results. Be honest, for the truth will set you free. If you see that you have been dwelling in thoughts of fear, doubt, or unworthiness, do not condemn yourself. Instead, recognize the immense power you hold. For if your thoughts have created one reality, they can just as easily create another. Nothing is fixed except the state you continue to occupy. Choose differently, and the world will shift in response. This is not wishful thinking, nor is it blind optimism. It is the law of consciousness, the divine principle that governs all creation. To use it deliberately is to assume the wish fulfilled. Life does not respond to what you want, it responds to who you are in consciousness. To bring your desires into reality, you must not merely wish for them, you must assume them as already fulfilled. The secret to creation lies in living from the end, in feeling as though what you desire is already yours. When you assume the state of being the person who has what they seek, the world must rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. This is not a passive process. It is an active participation in the divine law of creation. Many believe they must wait for circumstances to change before they can feel happiness, abundance, or success. But waiting only reinforces the state of lack. If you say, "One day I will be wealthy," you are affirming that you are not wealthy now, and the world will continue to show you evidence of this lack. The key is to shift your inner state immediately. Feel the reality of your desire as though it has already been accomplished. How would you walk, talk, and think if your wish were fulfilled? What emotions would you feel? Begin to embody that state now, and reality will conform. Doubt will attempt to creep in. The logical mind will argue, but nothing has changed. Ignore it. The outer world is merely a reflection of past assumptions. Your job is not to be swayed by appearances, but to persist in the new state of being. The longer you remain faithful to your assumption, the faster it will externalize. Creation is finished. Every possibility already exists. The moment you assume something as true within, it is done. The only thing left is for time to catch up and reveal it. Those who master this principle do not chase after their desires. They live in the knowing that their desires are already theirs. They are not moved by delay, for they understand that the unseen precedes the seen. By assuming the wish fulfilled, they walk in confidence, joy, and certainty, and the world molds itself accordingly. This is the path of effortless creation, where struggle and striving are replaced with faith and alignment. To assume the wish fulfilled is to claim your divine inheritance as a creator and to live as one who knows that all things are possible. Faith over doubt. The world teaches you to doubt. It conditions you to rely on what your physical senses report, to accept limitations as facts, and to believe that some things are simply impossible. But faith operates beyond the senses. It sees the unseen and knows the truth before it is evident. Faith is not hope. Hope waits. But faith declares that it is already done. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the imagined and the manifested. When you walk by faith, you no longer react to the world, you create it. Doubt is the great thief of manifestation. It whispers that you are not worthy, that things take time, that your desires are unrealistic. But doubt only has power if you entertain it. You must treat doubt as a lie and refuse to give it attention. Whenever it arises, reaffirm your belief in your vision. Stand firm in your assumption, knowing that what you have accepted in consciousness must be expressed in form. The greatest creators in history did not wait for proof before believing. They moved with certainty, acting as if their dreams were already a reality. They did not waver when the world said no, for they had already said yes within. This is the key to true power. To remain unwavering in faith despite appearances. Hold fast to your vision, Persist in your belief and let faith become the force that shapes your reality. No more begging, create instead. Many pray from a place of lack, pleading with a distant God to grant them their desires. But true prayer is not begging, it is assuming. When you understand that God is within you, you stop asking and start declaring. You do not need to convince the universe to give you what you want. You need only align with it. The moment you claim something is yours in consciousness, it is done. The beggar's prayer says, please let this happen. The creator's prayer says, thank you that it is already so. One reinforces separation and lack. The other affirms unity and fulfillment. If you find yourself pleading, pause and shift your approach. Instead of asking, assume. Instead of hoping, know. Speak as one who already possesses the thing you seek, and watch as the world reshapes itself accordingly. Creation is not about force or struggle. It is about stepping into alignment with the truth that all things are already yours. You do not need to fight for what is rightfully yours. Simply claim it, believe it, and allow it to unfold. Stop begging for a better life. Create it. Stop waiting for things to change. Become the change. The moment you shift from pleading to assuming, you step into your power as a conscious creator. No more begging, create instead. For so long, many have been taught to approach life from a standpoint of lack, pleading with forces outside themselves to grant them their desires. This kind of prayer or request stems from a belief that there is a separation between you and what you wish to receive. But true creation comes from recognizing that there is no separation, that everything you need is already within you, and that you are not asking for something to be given to you, but claiming what is already yours by divine right. Creation is not about pleading, begging, or waiting for something or someone outside of you to change. It's about recognizing the power within and stepping into it. When you beg, you are acknowledging lack, that you are not yet the person who has what you want. You focus on what is missing, and in doing so, reinforce that it is missing. But when you shift your mindset, when you begin to operate from the place of already having what you desire, the outer world must respond. You do not have to struggle for the good things that you seek. For the moment you align with the truth of your divine nature, you begin to manifest your desires effortlessly. Your role is not to beg or plead, but to create, to imagine, and to declare that it is done. It is important to understand that the act of creation is not something distant or abstract. It is something that happens within you every moment. By living in the assumption that what you seek is already fulfilled, you are actively participating in the creative process. When you know something is yours, you stop seeking it outside yourself, and instead, you become the embodiment of that very thing. In this state, the universe responds with equal measure to match your inner alignment. Begging comes from a place of powerlessness, whereas creation comes from a place of total power. When you stop asking for what you want and start claiming what is already yours, you begin to step into your divine role as a conscious creator. Everything you desire is already within the field of infinite possibilities, and the only thing that is needed is your recognition of that fact. Creation is not about waiting for life to change. It is about realizing that you have the ability to create your reality through the conscious use of your imagination, beliefs, and feelings. Faith is the key that unlocks the doors of possibility, while doubt is the barrier that keeps them closed. In life, there are always two paths you can take. One is a path of faith, and the other is a path of doubt. Faithful a path of doubt. Faith is the unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours, regardless of what your senses tell you. Doubt, on the other hand, comes from a reliance on external conditions, the belief that what you see in the physical world is the final truth. The most powerful creators do not wait for physical evidence before believing. They know in their hearts that their desires are already fulfilled, and they allow that inner knowing to guide their actions. When you allow doubt to take root, you block the flow of creation. Doubt says, it's not possible, it can't happen, or this is too good to be true. It is a force that undermines your faith and causes you to question your inner knowing. But if you stand firm in the knowledge that everything you desire is already in the process of becoming, doubt will have no power over you. Faith does not rely on what is seen or what has been proven. Faith believes in the unseen, in what has not yet materialized, but is already set in motion by the power of your belief. The greatest creators in history did not succeed because they waited for proof or external validation. They succeeded because they were unwavering in their faith. They held fast to their vision and persisted in their belief, no matter what the world around them was showing them. Faith is the force that moves mountains, that turns the invisible into the visible. When you live by faith, You live by the knowledge that the moment you accept something in consciousness, it must eventually appear in the physical world. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that arises, is simply an opportunity to strengthen your faith. Doubt will come, it is a natural part of the human experience, but the key is not to succumb to it. Instead, turn your attention to the vision of what you desire and remain anchored in the belief that it is already on its way. Faith is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. And as long as you hold that faith, the universe must conspire to bring your desires into form. God is within you. The most powerful truth you can embrace is that God is not outside of you, waiting for your petition to be heard. God is within you. The divine is not a distant being who exists beyond your reach. It is the very life force within you, the source of all creation that is constantly at work in your consciousness. When you truly realize this, everything changes. The power to create, to manifest, to shape your reality lies within your own mind, within the thoughts and beliefs you choose to entertain. The recognition that God is within you shifts your entire perspective on life. No longer do you need to beg for help or wait for someone to intervene. You are the one who has been given the power to create your world. This truth is not a metaphor. It is a reality that can be experienced when you take full responsibility for your life and acknowledge the divine power within. Everything you experience, whether joy or sorrow, wealth or poverty, health or illness, is a direct result of your inner world. If you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. You must begin to see yourself not as separate from the divine, but as one with it. Once you do this, you will no longer feel powerless in the face of challenges. You will know that whatever you desire can be made manifest because the very power to create it resides in you. You are not a passive observer of life. You are an active participant in its unfolding. When you recognize that God is within you, you tap into the infinite power that is always available to you. The key is to align with this power, to live with the knowledge that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, but that you have the ability to shape and mold them to your will. This realization is the beginning of true freedom. For when you know that God is within, you realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your inner world creates your outer world. Your external reality is merely a reflection of your inner world. This is a principle that holds true in every aspect of your life. If you wish to see a change in your life, you must first change the way you think, feel, and believe. Every experience you have is a result of your inner state, your assumptions, and your beliefs. If you are experiencing lack, struggle, or limitation in any area of your life, it is because your inner world is dominated by these beliefs. The good news is that you can change these beliefs at any time, and in doing so, change the circumstances of your life. Your mind is a powerful tool of creation. The thoughts and beliefs you hold in your consciousness shape the world around you. If you want to manifest abundance, health, love, or success, you must begin by assuming the feeling of having those things now. Feel yourself as already abundant, already healthy, already loved. And as you persist in this inner state, the outer world will begin to reflect it. This is the law of creation in action. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. When you change your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to change in response. It may take time for the shift to manifest, but know this: every change that occurs in your inner world will eventually be reflected in your external world. The key is to persist, to maintain your new inner assumptions and beliefs, and to live from the state of being that you desire to create. By doing so, you align yourself with the power of creation, and the world around you will begin to mirror that alignment. Assume the wish fulfilled. In life, there is a remarkable truth that many overlook. The secret to manifesting what you desire lies not in waiting for external circumstances to change, but in assuming that what you want is already yours. The law of assumption works through the power of living from the end, meaning you must begin to live as if the very thing you desire is already part of your reality. When you begin to assume your desires as already fulfilled, you begin to align yourself with the power of creation. This is not wishful thinking, but a fundamental principle that governs how the universe works. If you persist in feeling and believing that your wish is already accomplished, the world must begin to reflect this assumption. The mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. By living in the assumption of your desire already being fulfilled, you are impressing your subconscious mind with a new reality. This shift in consciousness then influences your external world, creating the conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desire. This process does not require you to see the results immediately, Instead, you must trust that everything is already on its way and continue to act, think, and feel as though the wish has already come true. The key to this process is persistence. As you continue to assume the wish fulfilled, external circumstances may initially seem to contradict your assumption. However, true creators understand that the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of their inner world. The more you persist in assuming the end result, the more the physical world must shift to match your inner belief. This is the power of living in the end. Instead of waiting for the world to show you proof, you begin by assuming that what you desire has already arrived and the world will follow suit. Faith is the force that bridges the gap between desire and manifestation. It is not just about believing that something could happen, it is about knowing that it already exists in the realm of possibility and accepting it as part of your reality. Doubt, on the other hand, is the belief that your desire cannot or will not manifest. When doubt creeps in, it weakens your faith and creates resistance to your desires. The law of attraction is not about hoping that things will work out, but about aligning yourself with the certainty that what you have assumed is already true. To truly live by faith, you must recognize that the world around you is not the final say. The physical world is simply a reflection of past beliefs and thoughts, and as such, it is not the ultimate truth. Faith transcends the limits of the senses and affirms what is unseen and yet to be revealed. It is through faith that you align yourself with the infinite possibilities of the universe, and it is through faith that you bring your desires into form. When doubt arises, it is essential to recognize it for what it is, an obstacle to your own growth and creation. Doubt is often the voice of the ego, which thrives on fear and limitation. Faith, however, comes from the heart, from the knowing that your desires are already in motion and that you are worthy of receiving them. You must train your mind to persist in faith, regardless of the external conditions that may try to convince you otherwise. Each moment you choose faith over doubt, you reinforce the belief that the universe is always working in your favor, bringing you closer to your desires. God is within you. The greatest truth you can embrace is the realization that God is not a separate being far away from you, but a divine presence within you. This awareness shifts your entire perspective on life. When you recognize that God is within you, you realize that you are never powerless. You are connected to the source of all creation, the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. This awareness of the divine presence within is the key to understanding your own creative power. The belief in a distant God separate from yourself often leads to feelings of inadequacy and a sense of being unworthy. People may find themselves praying and pleading for divine intervention, unaware that they have the power to shape their own reality. However, when you understand that God resides within you, you realize that you are not separate from the divine. You are an active participant in the creative process, and the desires that you hold in your heart are not only possible, but are part of the divine plan. Recognizing that God is within you also means recognizing the power of your thoughts and beliefs. The mind is a powerful tool, and by aligning your thoughts with your desires, you align yourself with the divine creative force within you. When you live from this awareness, you no longer need to beg for your desires to be fulfilled. Instead, you create your reality by affirming and living in the consciousness of already having what you desire. This understanding brings a deep sense of peace and confidence, as you no longer feel dependent on external forces, but instead trust in your own divine nature to bring your dreams to fruition. Your inner world creates your outer world. The external world is a reflection of your inner state. Everything you experience in the physical realm has been shaped by the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you hold in your subconscious mind. If you are experiencing lack or struggle, it is because you have been unknowingly creating those conditions within. If you desire to see a different reality, you must first change your inner world. The external world cannot change until you change the assumptions, beliefs, and emotional states that have been holding it in place. This truth reveals the incredible power you have to shape your own life. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every feeling you express is adding to the creation of your external reality. If you want more abundance, success, or love in your life, you must first begin by imagining yourself as already having these things. You must cultivate the inner feelings of abundance, success, and love, and live from the consciousness of already being the person who has what they desire. When you change your inner world, the outer world must shift in response. It may not happen immediately, but as you continue to affirm and live in alignment with your desired reality, the conditions in your life will gradually begin to reflect this change. The key is to persist in the new way of thinking and feeling, even when the external world appears unchanged. The universe will eventually catch up with your new inner state, bringing your desires into physical form. No more begging, create instead. Many people approach life with a mindset of lack, constantly asking for what they want and hoping that something or someone outside of themselves will provide it. But true creation comes from the recognition that you are not separate from what you desire. You are the creator of your reality, and you do not need to beg for anything. Instead, you must claim it as already yours and live from that state of knowing. Creation is not about striving or begging. It is about aligning yourself with the truth that everything you desire is already available to you. When you beg, you reinforce the belief that you do not have what you seek. But when you claim your desires as already fulfilled, you begin to act and feel as though they are yours. This is the key to manifesting your dreams effortlessly. Rather than focusing on what is missing or lacking in your life, turn your attention to what you already possess and recognize that all your desires are already within reach. Creation is about shifting your consciousness to the reality you want to experience and living as though that reality is already true. The moment you stop begging and start claiming, you begin to step into your power as the creator of your own world. The universe will respond to this new state of being, and everything you desire will begin to flow into your life. In life, one of the most transformative things you can do is learn to assume the wish fulfilled. This means to mentally and emotionally live as though your desires have already come true. Often, people focus too much on the gap between their current situation and their desires, which only reinforces the idea of lack. But to truly manifest anything, you must live from the end. This means that you have to adopt the feeling of already having what you desire, regardless of external circumstances. When you assume your desires are already realized, your inner world begins to align with that assumption, and the outer world follows suit. By consistently living in this state, you impress your subconscious mind, which is the creative force that shapes your reality. The power of assumption does not require you to see the results immediately. Rather, it demands that you trust the process and live as though your desire is already in your possession. This is not about wishing for something, but about truly embodying the feeling of having it now. The more you can embody the state of already having what you desire, the faster it will materialize in your life. Faith is the cornerstone of all creation. To manifest anything in life, you must have unwavering faith in the process, even when you cannot see immediate evidence of your desire manifesting. Faith is not just belief. It is the knowing that what you desire is already on its way to you. The moment doubt creeps in, it begins to weaken your faith and slow down the manifestation process. Faith operates beyond what your physical senses tell you. It operates on the level of consciousness, where you trust that what you desire exists in the realm of infinite possibility. It is through faith that you activate the creative power within you and begin to shape your world. The more you affirm your belief and trust in your desires, the faster they will come to fruition. Faith is about aligning yourself with the higher consciousness, knowing that your desires are already part of your reality, even if they have not yet appeared in physical form. Without faith, the energy of doubt and fear takes over, creating resistance. But with faith, you eliminate all resistance and allow the universe to respond to your desires. Living in faith is about staying true to your vision, even when the external world doesn't reflect it right away. Understanding that God is within you is one of the most empowering realizations you can have. Many people have been conditioned to believe that God is separate from them, that they must plead for help from a higher power that exists outside of themselves. However, the truth is that God resides within you, and this divine presence is the source of all creation. When you understand this, you realize that you are not powerless in your life. You are an active participant in the process of creation. Everything you desire is already available to you because God, or the divine source, is within you. You have been given the ability to create your own reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. There is no need to beg or plead for your desires to be fulfilled. Instead, you claim them as already yours, knowing that you have the power to bring them into existence. God within you is not a distant force. It is the very essence of your being. When you align with this divine power, you step into your true creative potential, and nothing becomes impossible for you. Your desires are not outside of you. They are a reflection of the divine presence that already exists within you. The world around you is a direct reflection of your inner world. Everything you experience in your life, your relationships, your career, your health, your wealth, is a reflection of your inner beliefs and thoughts. If you are experiencing a lack of something, it is because you have been holding on to limiting beliefs or focusing on the absence of that thing. But the moment you shift your thoughts and beliefs to align with what you want, your outer world must begin to change. This is why it is so important to cultivate a positive inner world. If you desire abundance, you must first begin to feel abundant inside. If you desire love, you must first cultivate a sense of love and appreciation within yourself. Your inner world is where all creation begins. By changing your thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs, you change the way the world responds to you. The key to manifesting your desires lies in your ability to align your inner state with what you want to create in the outer world. As you shift your inner world, the outer world must follow suit, bringing your desires into physical form. The law of creation states that as you think, so shall you create. And everything around you is simply a reflection of your inner state of being. One of the most important lessons in life is to stop begging and start creating. Many people approach life from a place of lack, always asking for something or hoping that something external will change to make their lives better. But when you recognize that you are the creator of your own reality, you understand that you do not need to beg for anything. Everything you desire is already available to you, and your job is to claim it as your own. Creation is not about waiting for the right circumstances or pleading for a change. It is about realizing that you have the power to shape your world from within. When you stop begging and start creating, you begin to step into your power. You begin to live from the belief that everything you desire is already yours, and you start acting, thinking, and feeling as though that is true. The moment you align your inner state with the belief that your desires are already fulfilled, the external world must reflect that shift. Creation is not about effort or struggle. It is about knowing that you have the power to manifest anything you desire, simply by aligning with it in consciousness. When you stop asking for things and start claiming them as yours, you move into a state of abundance and power. The power of the mind is limitless, and your thoughts have the ability to create your reality. Whatever you think, feel, and believe, you are sending out into the universe as a signal that will be reflected back to you in the form of experiences. This is why it is so important to monitor your thoughts and make sure that they align with your desires. If you want to experience love, you must think loving thoughts. If you want to experience abundance, you must think abundant thoughts. Your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your reality. It is through your thoughts that you initiate the process of creation. This is why it is essential to be mindful of what you focus on. If you focus on what you do not want, you will create more of it. But when you focus on what you want, your mind begins to work in harmony with the universe to bring those desires into your life. The mind is a powerful tool of creation, and the more you harness it in alignment with your desires, the faster your dreams will manifest. The key to unlocking the power of the mind is to believe that you are worthy of all the good things you desire, and to live as though they are already yours. The more you align your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings with your desires, the more quickly you will see them come to fruition in your life. In conclusion, the key to manifesting your desires lies in recognizing and aligning with your inner power. By assuming the wish fulfilled, living in faith, and embracing the divine presence within, you can create the life you truly desire. The external world is merely a reflection of your inner world, and by shifting your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you can transform your reality. Faith is the bridge that connects your desires to their manifestation, while the power of creation lies in recognizing that you are the creator of your own life. You no longer need to beg for what you want. Instead, claim it as already yours and live in alignment with that truth. Remember, your thoughts and beliefs shape your reality, and by cultivating a positive inner world, the outer world must follow suit. Trust in your ability to create and watch your desires unfold.